Welcome to the ET197 PLC Greenhouse Project A, which is the second part where we're going to modify the existing program. Okay, here we are at Seymour Micro, and it's asked us in the lab to do a few modifications. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing let's do is save this. Save as, we're going to call it mod. Project A -MOD. Okay, good. All right. And it wants us to replace this switch with an indicator switch. This guy here is just a plain switch. Okay, so let's go back to indicator button. And let's grab one that looks the same. There we go. Good. And let's go ahead. His tag name is going to be auto start for the button. And let's see what we want to do with this guy here is stop pump on indicator. Good. And it should be momentary on. And the colors look good. Oops. And we're going to call this guy auto start. Okay, good. And we can get rid of him. And let's go to him. Since he is a stop button, I'm just going to change the color. We don't need to make him an indicator. We'll just make him red all the time. Good, because he's just a momentary type thing. So let's save it. And send it to our project panel. And that looks good. So, okay, welcome back. We're going to be here at our existing PLC Greenhouse A project. So let's go ahead. First thing let's do is save it as, we're going to call it mod 1. So we don't ruin our last program. Let's save it. Let's go ahead and put it into the program mode. And let's just turn off the status. Okay. And that looks good for right now. Okay, let's go ahead and modify our hot alarm and freeze alarm like it's asked us to. It asked us to latch it. So let's go into our documentation editor. And hot flasher would be C1. So I've added a couple internal bits to do that. So C1, let's go back to main, and this is hot, and it's going to be a set, and we're going to call that C1, and that should be hot flasher if I didn't mess it up. Yes. And let's go down here and let's do a set, and we're going to make that a C2. Should be a freeze flasher. Good. That looks good for that right now. Okay, so let's take care of our flasher. So let's go ahead and we'll start. Yeah, let's put a C0 in there because I don't want this to work without it. And let's go ahead and let's put a C1. That should be our hot flasher. Good. And over here, we're going to go back to coil and we're going to go to the flasher. And let's see, the hot alarm wants us 2 seconds on, 2 seconds off. So this is in thousands, so we need 2,000 and 2,000. And since our hot alarm is 15, instead of going through another bit, we're going to just go DLY 15. And that should send it right to our flasher. Good. That should work. And now let's go down and take care of our freeze alarm. C0 and C1 or C2, which would be our freeze flash bit. Let's add another flasher over here, and it's asking us for 3 seconds on. 3 divided by 1,000 is 3, and it's asking us to do a 1 second. So 1,000. And let's make our output DLY14, which should be our cold alarm. Good. Okay, so let's add a alarm reset. So let's go here to the bottom and let's go ahead and make it a C0. And we're going to use DLX3 as our alarm reset. And let's see if I populated. Yes, I did. So we're going to do a reset with C1. It's our hot flasher. I'm going to go right below it and add another reset for C2. And there's our reset. So good. Let's go ahead and accept, save, and write it to the PLC before we lose it. Good. We are back at our CMOR and we need to add a alarm reset button. So let's go ahead and grab just a push button. And blue looks good for me. Let's go ahead and get one with a title here. There we go. Any of these work, and let's see if I've got alarm reset here anywhere. And I do not, so let's go ahead and add it. So we're going to go here to the three things, and I'm going to add, and a tag name is alarm reset. Good. And its memory is going to be a DLX. And I think he's a 3. Good. Okay. Alarm reset. Momentary. Blue's good. Let's make a title here. Alarm. Let's make it a long one. Reset. Good. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and looks good for me. Good. Let's send it and let's go try it out. Okay, here we are with our PLC A greenhouse with modified. So let's go ahead and start with our indicator switch. Good. And we have 30 degrees and we have heat and we have our flashing alarm. Good. So let's go to 50. It's still flashing, so we're going to use our new reset button to turn him off. And good. And we have heat on. 70, we should turn heat off and fan 1 on. 80, we should have 2 fans on. 90, 2 fans and a pump. And 100 degrees, we should have everything on, and we should get our slow flashing hot alarm. If we go back to 90 and we reset, everything's back to normal. If I push stop, everything shuts down. Perfect.